You're still sitting like that.
Oh, what?
Who?
Is that out?
Wait, what happened?
Charlie Kirk. Wait a minute, is this true?
As we were reporting the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there were some people in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase, and they were laughing.
Got his carotid. I just saw him grab, it looked like his neck, and there's just blood pouring out everywhere, and his eyes kind of rolled back.
The deeper we dig into Charlie Kirk's death, the clearer it becomes that this wasn't some tragic random event. It looks planned, rehearsed, and executed with precision, right down to the hand signals and escape route.
Person takes a high-powered weapon, shoots one shot, kills his target from, we estimates range, but around 200 meters, and then escapes, and nobody sees him.
The mainstream media is already spinning this as the work of a lone wolf, even releasing a photo of the alleged shooter. Meanwhile, politicians are rolling out their usual scripted statements of condolence. Barack Obama wrote, "We don't yet know what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie's family tonight, especially his wife Erica and their 2 young children." But TMZ leaks suggest something far more sinister. According to these files, a professional sniper may have been contracted, with the entire operation orchestrated by higher powers. Witnesses point to 2 men allegedly flashing hand signals seconds before the shot rang out. The level of precision raises serious doubts. An instant hit to the jugular from 200 yards away, a flawless escape plan, and even a getaway jet reportedly on standby. Adding to the suspicion, the supposed shooter disappeared cleanly while an elderly decoy in the crowd created chaos to distract police. And think about the timing. Dirty secrets tied to the island are beginning to surface. Public trust in our greatest ally is slipping on both sides of the political spectrum. The two-party system is under heavier scrutiny than ever. Then, right in the middle of it all, this happens. So, was it really just a coincidence? Or the perfect setup? The real question we should all be asking is this: who benefits most from a more divided, more distracted America
than ever?
But it goes to the point where, if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government about backlash than actual Israelis do.
Let's start with the biggest hole in the official story, the shot itself. Authorities expect us to believe that some random college kid grabbed a bolt-action rifle, climbed onto a rooftop, and executed a single, flawless, long-range shot across a crowded campus. No missed rounds, no fumbling, just one clean strike. That's not something you accomplish by accident. It requires serious training and precision.
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed-circuit TV here on campus. We do know dressed in all dark clothing.
Where the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair roof. Potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
Former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan joins us now. Stuart, what can you tell us? This is what they told us. No mention of what the person was, who he is, or she is. Long rifle, perched atop a building east on the school's library. Person wearing jeans, a black vest, a black mask. That's all we know.
This same individual had the opportunity to inflict other mass casualties, but this person chose to maintain his or her discipline. They got up, they took the shot, and then they got out of there. That indicates that there was a survey prior to yesterday where this individual had the lay of the land to understand how to get onto this rooftop and then how to very quietly escape undetected at this point.
Now here's where things start to unravel. Newly leaked files suggest the shooter wasn't acting alone, but may have been part of a coordinated, professional operation. A viral video shows 2 men signaling each other just seconds before the shot. Maybe harmless if they were security, but no one seems to know if they were Kirk's regular bodyguards or brought in just for this event. And then comes the jet. Just minutes after the shooting, a private plane reportedly took off from a small nearby airstrip. Sources say a jet under tail number N88 kg lifted off from an airport barely 12 minutes away. Mid-flight, it vanished from radar illegally, only to resurface later before landing at Provo. Was this the getaway plane? And why is mainstream media staying silent about it? The rifle story is just as strange. Officials claim it was found abandoned in the woods near campus, a line being pushed hard by the Wall Street Journal. Yet no photos of the weapon, no ammo images, nothing to back it up has been released. Put all of this together, the precision shot, the alleged hand signals, the disappearing jet, the conveniently planted rifle, and it doesn't sound like a lone wolf. It sounds like a contract hit, which raises the real question, who ordered it? Why would Kirk be expendable now? Why would anyone want him gone at this exact moment? He wasn't just another pundit. He was a megaphone for the right, riling up college crowds, fueling culture wars, and keeping the fire burning.
Do you think that black people in this country have equal opportunity and are treated equally as white
Absolutely.
people about other people of color? But black people in this country specifically have never had the opportunities to bring themselves back up. When you're talking about the destroyment of the black family, that also came with a big chunk of the Reagan administration, which was forever and whatever ago.
How is it the government's fault of why dads aren't around?
I mean, we could get into the whole, like, the rhetoric of crack babies and crack drug dealers.
So, but isn't it a decision to take drugs?
Oh, no, 100%.
So, and it's a decision to commit crimes.
Yes.
Okay, so the government didn't do that to them. People decided to take drugs.
Charlie was useful to the system, but only so long as he played by their rules. In the weeks before his assassination, he began to stray from the script, openly questioning the system and raising uncomfortable questions. That kind of independence is a red flag for anyone with handlers. You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews.
And then there's the timing. Right as Trump's letter scandal was about to erupt, Kirk suddenly became the headline. He was shot just one day after that infamous birthday card dropped. So the real question is, who gains when the media cycle gets redirected overnight? Let's not forget, America has a long history of removing people who step out of line. Different decades, different politics, same playbook. The moment someone starts connecting dots they're not supposed to, or their influence grows beyond what the gatekeepers can manage, there always seems to be a bullet waiting.
There's a bullet waiting.
What happened to Charlie Kirk happened to JFK. You either know what I'm talking about or that's going to go completely over your head. That wasn't a random act of violence. That was a professional hit. And while the country seems to be completely split down the middle on what happened to him, we definitely all agree that we know who did it. And while he definitely had some very strong, extreme opinions that I disagree with, I will be sending my condolences to his family.
But this distraction goes deeper than the Island Files or any client list. Did you hear that? Just days ago, Gen Z sparked a revolution in Nepal and toppled the government in 24 hours. Do you think they want that story out there? Something that could inspire millions? Or do you think they'd rather you stay distracted?
And get inspired.
In just 24 hours, Nepal's Gen Z toppled a prime minister, triggered an unprecedented army intervention, and changed the course of their country's history. So, how did they do it? It all began Monday morning. Thousands of young Nepalis on the streets demanding an end to corruption. By afternoon, it was chaos. Mobs on motorbikes stormed in and crowds broke through barricades into parliament. Police responded with tear gas, water cannons, rubber bullets, and even live rounds. So what sparked it? Well, years of corruption scandals, from shady Airbus deals to politicians' kids flaunting luxury on TikTok. The last straw was a sudden ban on social media apps, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp. The government rolled back the ban, but the protests intensified on Tuesday. Then the PM resigned, but young people were so angry it didn't matter. This is the moment that the Prime Minister of Nepal has resigned. As you can see, though, protesters are still angry and continue to vandalise public property. Protesters torched government institutions, the PM's private residence, and even media houses linked to the establishment. They say for decades, Nepal's leaders have failed to deliver. Since abolishing the monarchy in 2008, there have been 14 governments. Yet corruption, unemployment and stagnant growth remain the reality for most Nepalis.
Now things get darker. Many observers argue Charlie Kirk wasn't targeted for his race, his politics, or even his loyalty to the right. He was sacrificed because sometimes the system needs a scapegoat. Consider the timing. One day before September 11th, incredibly symbolic, and just 24 hours before Tucker Carlson's new 9/11 documentary was due to drop. Convenient? Absolutely. Watch how the narrative pivots. Within hours, the story morphs into radical kid brainwashed by woke ideology. The focus shifts from the mechanics of the attack to a caricature of a villain, and public outrage is channeled toward anyone who fits that stereotype. While Americans tear each other apart online, the people who benefit from the chaos sit back and watch. This is an old playbook. Manufacture a spectacle, pick a convenient villain, and use the story to deepen division. Just as 9/11 buried uncomfortable questions about who profited from perpetual war and surveillance, this assassination buries questions about the Island Files, about Trump, about powerful handlers, and most importantly, about who actually pulls the strings. The same interests that profited from previous crises profit from this one too. They don't care whether Kirk was left, right, or neither. They care that his death forces you to pick a side, to fight your neighbor instead of looking up and asking who benefits. Remember what Kirk said 48 hours before he was killed. Keep your mind open, question everything. So ask yourself, who benefits when the country is plunged into chaos? Because if you're busy arguing about labels online, you're already playing into the script, and people are falling for
the
it.
psyop. My coworker was all in a tizzy because she gonna tell me that Charlie Kirk got shot, and I said good. So we get into this whole conversation about it, and she goes, well, you can't hate people for their political views. And I'm like, yes, I can. Like, that's specifically why I hate people sometimes. You can't hate me for my views because my views don't infringe upon your rights. You don't hate me for what I believe in because it doesn't interfere with your life. Some of these views are dangerous. And I'm glad he got shot. Hopefully he dies. I don't care.
So instead of just accepting the story you're being fed, start asking why the narrative was crafted that way in the first place. Ask yourself, who gains from the chaos? And why do these so-called sacrifices always seem to happen exactly when the system needs them most? As always, drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think about all this.